New tonight, we are taking a look at a key corridor in downtown St. Louis, needing help, needing a lift. Clark Avenue connects 3 of the 4 major sports franchises and so much more.
But Clark leaves so much to be desired, and with many issues recently with pedestrians and drivers, one resident downtown says he's got the fix.
And his ideas are getting support as well. First Alert 4's David Amilotti is live with that proposal. Hey, David.
Hey guys, tonight's a perfect example of what we're talking about. Tonight, Olivia Rodrigo is performing at the Enterprise Center. We're seeing thousands of people out and about. Look down here, you're seeing a ton of flow of crowd, people coming from Union Station. We're also seeing a lot of cars jumping in and out in between these USPS trailers. They're trying to dump people off to come see the show, and then they jump back out in traffic along with those trucks that are coming out from USPS. So that's kind of a dangerous situation. Then if we look at the intersection here, this is 16th and Clark. I mean, everyone's trying to figure out what's going on. We even have these officers trying to help out, and it's really complicated. These are just some of the ease and fixes to figure out how we can revamp Clark. And if we do that, it could unlock some potential that's awesome.
And, if I fail, I fail. I'd rather give it a shot than just complain about it and not do anything about it.
Downtown St. Louis resident Dennis Bogdanovich has a vision, uniting downtown stakeholders to rehab Clark Avenue.
It connects Ballpark Village, which, right down the street, gets 6 million visitors a year. Union Station gets millions of visitors a year. So besides just sports, these are just these huge economic engines for downtown and as a region as a whole.
Bogdanovich, who has years of experience handling road projects for MoDOT in St. Louis and Jeff City, says this won't cost millions. In his plan, he suggests a basic repave, new street lighting, and banners for increased pedestrian and driver safety. He says the city, quote, has repaving costing less than $200,000.
The city and the region as a whole has always just been, barely enough money to maintain the system, the roadways. But I think that no longer is an excuse. Between the ARPA funds, the ramp settlement money, there's money there to do good transportation planning.
It's a pitch that has the attention of the Cardinals, Blues, City SC, and the leader behind Union Station, Steve O'Loughlin.
This is kind of the last piece of the puzzle in terms of Clark Street and the sports activation.
He says there's an opportunity to replicate successes of Ballpark Village and City Park in the middle of Clark.
It's not coming downtown, going to the entertainment thing, and then going back home. People are staying and making a good experience out of it.
This common sense fix, Bogdanovich believes, could lead to a Hall of Fame way, connecting statues of St. Louis icons from the Cardinals, Blues, and one day City SC. That pitch sits well with some St. Louisans.
With the addition of Ballpark Village and then with everything they've done here down at Union Station, if you connected that, what a tourist attraction, and how proud would you be of St. Louis?
And if people feel safe, they'll come down more and more, and anything to, make it safer and more beautiful down here, I'm all for it.
Talking with some people down here, some crosswalks at this intersection will make them feel safe. Keep in mind, on April 6th, there will be more than 100,000 people downtown because we have a home Cardinals game, City SC is home, and the Battlehawks. Either at the beginning or end of their day, at some point, guys, they're going to be on Clark.
It's going to be a very, very busy day that day in April. But David, I also want to ask, you talked about going to the city for some funding for this, but really, how is this going to get paid for?
So the real hope is the city can come forward with the money that can either be the ARPA dollars, the RAM settlement money that I mentioned in the story. Ward money could be an option. I did hear back from the city in just the last half hour. They're saying that they do want to be a partner on this effort. But I did talk with those over at Union Station. They say the city doesn't come up with the money. They'll pass the cap. They'll get the money raised. This project would take 12 to 18 months. We're live in downtown. David Amilotti, First Alert 4.
We will be watching it. All right, David, thank you. And we want your take on this. Do you think it is a solution? What do you want to see downtown? How should these projects be paid for? All those questions, well, guess what? You can answer them and tell us what you think. Email us at yourtake@firstalert4.com.